There's another. What's up, guys? Fudge TCG with another deck profile. We are with
Oh, you already know the richiest of the lichiest.
Rich
He's back
Lich.
at it once a month.
Back at it again. He got top 4 tonight at our locals. Sadly, I got 5th, but it is what it is. What did you play tonight?
Tonight I played the one, the only, the unstoppable Exodia.
Exodia, the Bloodheart.
Yeah, it was pretty legit.
Let's go.
There were 4 rounds. I played 2 Mitsurugi Raziel, one of them was Atlantean, and then the final one was White Forest Azamina. Okay. Beat the absolute brakes off of every single one of them except for the second Mitsurugi Raziel guy.
Yeah.
And I basically lost to Droll and Logbird that game.
Yeah, that card's crazy this format.
Yep, I was trying to play around Ash Blossom and I ended up playing into the Droll as a result.
Gosh, gotta love hand traps.
It'd be that way. But yeah, anyways, we got 3rd all together. Actually got some OTS packs for that. I got an Ulti Scylla Hat Rabbit. It was really cool.
Brother.
Until I realized it's worth less than the regular one.
They're literally
I was kind of sad after that. But anyways, we can go ahead and get into the deck profile. I don't want to waste everybody's time, all that good stuff. So obviously I'm playing the one, the only, the almighty unstoppable Exodia. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I have never actually won a game as a result of this guy, but you have to play him for the engine, so whatever. It is what it is. It's also really funny because the trap card I'll go over here in a little bit can actually search these things out one at a time, and I actually had a guy almost Ash Blossom it before he was like, wait a minute.
Isn't the percentage to open all 5 pieces like 1.5 million or something?
I have no idea, but it has never happened, and I have never seen it happen anywhere except on YouTube.
Yeah, they're cheating if they open it, but
it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, we got the QCRs. We like to keep it kind of snazzy up in here.
Yes, sir.
Next, we are playing 3 Heart of the Blue Eyes. This is a really good card. It searches Millennium Monk on discard. If you successfully activate Millennium Monk once per duel, it can come back from the graveyard and then just non-targeting send a special summoned monster that was just summoned to the graveyard.
Yep.
So it's important because it's a dragon, it's light, it's a big body, and those reasons are either immediately apparent or you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute.
Yep.
So next up, we've got the actual named Millennium cards. I play 3 Singenjin, 2 Golem, 3 Shield.
Okay.
So the reason I play like 2 Golem is like it doesn't immediately get you to Millennium Monk. And space is actually like sort of at a premium in this deck. So like if you can cut this, you probably will down to 2. If I had room, I'd play it at 3. But I mean, this card Singenjin searches it, so technically you're playing 5. So like, who really cares, right? This summons honestly, Shield is like the worst of these cards because it has 0 attack. But it does search Millennium Monk, so we do play it. We like starters. The cool thing about all these cards is that they are all Earth, all have different attack and defense values, all have different levels, but the one thing they don't have in common is their types, and that's going to be relevant here in a moment. You'll see. For those that don't know, because, people don't see this deck a lot, this searches any Millennium card, which can actually search this, because this is always counted as a Millennium card. This searches the field spell Ouija Temple, which is actually like a bunch of archetypes field spell, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And then, that searches the Ong. So, next, we will talk about a very interesting and unique card. Smash that like button if you've never seen this before.
What is this?
So the way this card works is it's a normal summon for this deck at least, and it allows you to, without activating an effect, just tribute monsters off of the field to make a dark fusion monster. Which is really good because you can make, I'll just give you like a little sneak peek. Like this is your primary target.
Okay.
That is
Millennium?
That is basically a negate for a monster, and not only does it negate it, it steals it and sticks it in your back row. So it's like Snatch, Steal, and Imperm all in one.
That card's nice.
And then this is really good.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's also a super poly target, and you can make it natively without super poly by having this card on the field and then going into this on like turn 3.
Oh, that's coded, yeah.
Yeah, and since you use 2 different attributes, you'll get 2 different pops on the Chaos Star Source. Very good, very good.
Yeah, that card's 2 pops.
Yep. But we'll get into the extra deck stuff here in a little bit. Now for the hand traps, I'm playing a pretty standard package. Play 3 Ash. I might change this to like Droll in the future. I don't know. Droll
it seems more impactful.
Yeah, Droll seems real main deckable this format, but I like it because spoiler alert, I play Lava Golem in my sideboard, and I play a card that lets me search Lava Golem because I have this in my deck.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last hand trap is Veiler. These were imperms up until recently, but number 1, they're level 1, and I do some funny things with level 1 monsters you'll see in a minute. And also, they let me do some funny things with a spell card that I'm about to show you here in a moment. So anyways, pretty standard stuff. I think everybody at this point should be playing some variation of like Nib, Ash, and then Veilers or Imperms. It's just super generic, helps you survive, play the game, etc.
If you got food losses, play them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The funny thing about those cards, the Mole Charming cards, they don't do anything to this deck. The amount of times people just neg 1 themselves for free tonight was hilarious. I was like, that's very cool that you spent like $30 to neg 1 yourself. Very neat, my guy. So as far as spell cards go, because that's all the monsters.
That's this card.
We're playing 3 Millennium Monks. This card's absolutely insane.
This card's bonkers. You can't even ash it.
A guy actually tried to ash it tonight, and I just looked at him and I was like, no.
That is no bueno.
So the way it works is I have to show you all 5 pieces of Exodia either in my hand, on my field, or in my deck. And once I do that, I can special summon the Exodia Fusion monster that we'll go over here in a little bit. And they don't send those cards anywhere. It just shows them to you. So, yeah, not ashable. And then the crazy thing about this card is it actually shuffles itself back into the deck once it's done doing its thing.
Yes, it does. That card's insane.
So, in theory, you can just do this shit forever, almost. It's kind of cool.
It's pretty neat.
So we'll move that over there. All right, so this card is... I've hinted at this a couple times. I play 3 Small World.
3 Small World.
People do not know what to think when they see this card.
No. A lot of people still don't know what it does.
The way that it works is you choose a monster from your hand after... Oh, and the cool thing is you activate it and it has no cost.
Yeah.
So, like, you just throw it out on the field and it's like, hey, man, do you want to negate that? Mm-hmm. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the way it works is you pick a monster from your hand, and then after you do that, you pick a monster from your deck. Now, those monsters can only have one of the following in common. Type, attribute, level, attack, or defense. After you pick the monster from your deck, you then pick another monster from your deck that only has one thing in common with the second monster.
Yes.
If you're familiar of the like sociological idea of 6 degrees of separation, this is that card.
Yeah.
Everything is related to everything in some way. But yeah, if you've never seen that card before, I highly recommend it. It makes Rogue super playable. It's just a generic searcher for whatever you want.
Can't you add pieces off of this too?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I've got bridges for this card. I can get in basically any card I have already showed you. The way that I have my monsters set up, I can get into whatever card I want. Like, say I have Nibiru. I go Nibiru, flex into Effect Veiler, flex into Heart of the Blue Eyes. Now I have Millennium Ankh access because I had a Nibiru in hand.
That's good.
Or, that Dark Hex... Because a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, well, he don't have a way to search the Dark Hex Seal Fusion. But I do.
You do.
Because I'll just show you one way that I have to do that. All right, so as we went over before, Shield has 0 attack, right?
Yep.
Do you know what else has 0 attack? Motherfucking Ash Blossom.
Ash, yep.
And guess what's level 3? Whoa, this is level 3. You can totally
crazy.
search that. And it's also a rock, so you can search it through Nibiru, into Golem, into this. So, like, all of the monsters are super accessible.
And can't you add, like, Lava Golem with, like, Ash Blossom Bridge?
Yeah. So I side in Lava Golem for, like, game 2 pretty often.
Yep.
And it's funny because you can do the exact same thing. You can go 0 attack into 0 attack, and because Lava Golem is a fire and it has nothing else in common with Ash Blossom, you just search Lava Golem, and now they're down 2 monsters. Yay!
Yep. Yay!
Very fun, very fun. Next up is this card.
Of course, you gotta play this.
This card is hilarious. This card made people angry tonight. It's just kind of broken. You take their monsters and then you make a point of interaction with that, and they can't respond. You just do it and it happens.
Best board wipe of the format.
You can normal summon Dark Hex Sealed Fusion and then fuse it off with Super Poly and one of their monsters to make this guy. You can absolutely demolish Blue Eyes by summoning that card. You got the El Clasicos. I don't want to reveal too much, but as far as the Super Poly engine goes, you just see what I'm talking about here. We got options. And the cool thing is, these two are summonable off the Dark Hex Sealed Fusion, so you actually see these guys a lot in your games. Very cool, very cool. Hope y'all forgive me. I'm going a little bit out of order. Everything is related to everything in this deck.
Yeah, that's true.
The final spell, we just play one card, the Ouija 10 hole. This is what the Golem searches. It's mostly a combo piece, but it also can function as a, a recursion engine. Because while it's on the field, any of your Millennium cards that get destroyed, you can just put them back in the back row once per turn for each of them. So, actually, I'm sorry, there's no once per turn on this at all. You can just do it.
Oh, that's so broken.
So, if you ever made a board where you just ended on a bunch of Millennium bodies for whatever reason, let's say all 3 of these got destroyed, they would just go back to the back row, and then when your turn rolls back around, you can just be like, all right, so shield to search the Ankh, and then these guys will summon for free, and now I've just got bodies again.
That's broken.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Next up is the traps. I only play 3. Play 2 Exodia Fires of Rage. I feel like this is pretty standard. The main play is to set one off of the first Exodia summon, and then when they pass back around to you at the end of their turn, you'll set the second one, and you'll just wipe whatever they managed to make happen since the last one was activated. And then most people just lose off that.
It's just a field nuke.
Yeah, it nukes the front row, the back row. The turn that it wasn't sent to the graveyard, you can banish it as cost and then search an Exodia piece, which can lead into some funny level 1 shenanigans later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, super basic.
You can set it off of Incarnate, Big Daddy Incarnate.
Yeah, it's really good. And then also, I put this back in right before I left to go to this event.
And how did this go?
Yeah, it was really good every time it came up because I play the rabbit. What it does for those who are uninitiated, it works as an effect monster while on field, and it says you can tribute a trap that was summoned, or any spell trap, but let's be real, traps are the only ones that summon themselves to the field, really. You can tribute one of them off and then negate a special summon and destroy it. Not get rid of it after it's there, just completely negate the summon. And of course, in Konami's infinite wisdom, they made it so that it can just tribute itself.
Yeah.
Also, one time tonight, I killed a dude over the course of 2 turns with a little knight in this thing because it's all I could do. And he opened every hand trap in the world, but it did not save him.
Isn't that 1800 attack or something?
Yes, 1800.
So yeah, 18 plus 16, 18 plus 16, 18 plus 16.
Yeah, good game. So that's all the main deck cards. We'll go ahead and get into the I almost said fusion deck. Shows my age, right? They used to call it that, believe it or not. So anyways, we got the star of the show, 3 Exodia Incarnates. A lot of people only play 2 of these, but I will tell you that people are playing Kashtira Unicorn right now, and the 3rd one will come up. My first game tonight, a guy ripped one of them out of my extra deck, and then I made the 3rd one on the follow-up turn, and I killed him with 2 of these because, spoiler alert, they gain attack independently of each other.
That's so good.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know this, but they actually keep the attack that they gain. It doesn't say anywhere on the card that the attack ever goes away. So if this guy, if he's allowed to exist for any amount of time, he just starts doing stuff. It's a spell trap negate as well. It doesn't destroy it, but it negates it. And during the end phase of every turn, not just yours, it lets you set Exodia spell traps from the deck to the field. Not search, set.
Yeah, it's an infinite forbidden cover card, so you got to play 3 of it in this deck.
Yeah, pretty good.
You make use of 3, definitely, for sure.
Yes, sir. After that, it's sort of in a different category of cards, but I'll mention it by itself here. So this is a target off Dark Hex Sealed Fusion and also a target off of Super Poly under the right conditions. And it is mentioned here with Exodia because, believe it or not, it has Millennium in its name. So when Exodia comes on the field and it says shuffle all the monsters that are not Millennium or Exodia back into the deck, he doesn't have to go anywhere. So what you can do, he's a Millennium. And it's funny because it's spelled with 2 L's, so you can tell they did that on purpose.
Yeah, they did.
But yeah, the cool thing about this guy is you can go into this before you do your Millennium Ankh search, and this will just protect it from Ash Blossom.
Yeah.
It's Snatch, Steal, and Imperm all in one card. Very cool.
Ash Blossom in the same card, yeah.
Next we'll talk about, I guess we can talk about the rest of the fusion monsters. One of these is not a super poly target, but I'll bring it up here. We play Dragostapelia, Garura, Mud Dragon, and Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. This is not a super poly target, but these 3 right here, the Garura, the Dragostapelia, the Mud Dragon, those are just your stereotypical super poly targets. And I will say, because of Malice's existence, I would probably cut one of the Millennium guys and put an Earth Ignister Golem in going further on.
Yeah.
Because it just says 1 Link Monster, 1 Cyberse, and that's like their whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's also pretty good. It's got 2,300 attack, and when it beats, it gains another 23, so it gets pretty big. Anyways,
we still got Garura for Malice, though.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to explain what these do. I feel like anybody who's played Yu-Gi-Oh! At all in the last 5 years has seen these cards at some point.
Yeah.
So this card, the way all these Millennium cards work is they first put themselves in the spell trap zone for free, and then you can reveal a Millennium Ankh or pay 2,000 life points, right?
Yeah.
So what you can do is if you're going second and you already have a way to your Millennium Ankh and you just want to clear the board a little bit, you can put them in your spell trap zone, then tribute them off to summon Doom Dragon, and Doom Dragon says not target. Oh wait, you do target, I'm sorry. You target a face-up monster on the field and then you just stick it in the spell trap zone.
Yeah, so it's just basically a like Flamberge?
Yeah, Flamberge Dragon. There you go. But yeah, it's really good. This deck can make it, and I like it.
It's pretty cool.
So like the last sort of super poly target, I don't know why I didn't include this in those.
That card's insane against blue, isn't it?
Yep. It just says 2 dragon monsters, light or dark, and then it gets pops for either attribute. So if you used a dark and a light, you get 2 pops. If you only use one of those, you get 1 pop. But I mean, it's a decent sized body. It's pretty generic. Like I said, it's points of interaction, etc. The cool thing about this card is what Dark Hex Sealed says is it actually says this card can be substituted for any fusion material, like any fusion material, period.
That's crazy.
So it can be the Dark Dragon, for example, and you actually have a Light Dragon that you summon pretty frequently in this deck. So it's a baked-in way to summon Chaos Star Source. It's pretty freaking cool.
That's pretty neat, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't come up at all tonight. I think I maybe made it off Super Poly once, but yeah, still, I would play it going forward. All right, and then next are just like the links and honorary links. I play Anima and Typhon. This is basically a Link 1, just uses 1 monster.
He told me earlier he went with a piece into this and took your
yeah, so in one of my games, I summoned the right leg of Exodia, and the dude just looked at me with like bewildered confusion, and then I linked into this, took his monster, and then killed him with it.
That's legendary.
On another note, you can use this to go into like SP because it makes like a Link monster. Pretty cool. You can summon Valor to go into this. If you have one of the fusion guys left on the field and they're not paying attention to the zones that they're summoning in, you can get extra mileage off that.
Yep.
Just a good card in general. Typhon, didn't summon this at all. It was kind of weird. I played against a lot of Raziel Mitsurugi, and like the games where I was losing, they were doing more ritual stuff than like anything that this card could have dealt with. And it's like I need them to summon 2 times from the extra deck, but whatever.
They just summon a bunch of ritual monsters.
Yeah, sometimes they just do that shit. But anyways, it's a cool card. A lot of people call this like the white flag of surrender. I think it's definitely worth playing because like in this deck, for example, sometimes you just summon a bunch of big bodies and you just need to get rid of one card, and after you've summoned your big bodies, you just make him.
Yeah,
and then,
it's also underrated because on the 5th summon, you can play around Nib with it too and just go into it because they can't activate Nibiru. So
yeah. But all I've got left really for the main part of the deck is I've got the Link 2s. I play SP Little Knight, still a Hat Rabbit, and Sorcerer of Sebek.
Oh, this is the spice.
Yeah.
Did this come out at all tonight?
It did not come up at all tonight, but the reason it didn't come up is, like, I either beat the brakes off of my opponent or they functionally FTK'd me, so I never had an opportunity to.
Yeah, fair enough.
The way it works for the uninitiated is you would summon it here, right? And it's got these 2 link arrows. Anytime, I believe... no, it's just the arrows. Yeah, that's right. It's this card. I thought it was the case. So anytime this card battles, does damage, or anything in the arrows battles, does damage, you gain life points equal to the amount of damage you did, which is decent for most decks, but it's really good in a deck where you're paying like 2,000 of your own life points to activate most of your combo starters.
Yeah, right.
Also, like, your opponent might think they're safe with, like, an Exodia that's left on the field that maybe only has 2,000 attack because you managed to clear most of their crap up with Exod.
Yeah.
And then you summon this thing, and you're like, yeah, I beat for, like, 2,000, and then this random, like, Blue Eyes that I summoned also beats for 3,000, and then Exodia gain a bajillion attack in the battle phase.
That's so funny, yeah.
So that's very cool. It doesn't really come up much this way, but it is a water, so if you got water statue locked and you were somehow able to, like, keep playing, like, maybe you had a nib and a normal summonable thing, right?
Yeah.
And they ended on water statue, you could make this and beat over the water statue.
Yeah,
so it's alright. The other 2 cards, this searches the Azaroon. It doesn't stay on field, so you don't get to use its pop effect, because Exodia sends it back to the extra deck. But just being able to combo into this is sometimes like what makes the difference between winning or losing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just overall, pretty good card. Very, very good.
Also still adds destruction for a spell trap, too. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Last card, SP Little Knight. I feel like everybody plays this card if they're able to.
Yeah.
It's a Link 2. It removes shit on summon. It's turn over turn interaction. Like, it's really strong. I don't
Playing
think
against Castria, Banish the Birth, anything that float or keeps going over your turn.
Yep. Honestly, the only time I like actually used its initial effect, I summoned it and then banished something, not because it was good, but in my own words, I was like, and I banished it because it would be funny to do so. But that's how that went.
Side deck.
Yeah, side deck. We'll get into this. Fuck Malice. I hate that deck.
Yeah. I lost that deck tonight. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, whenever I start playing a zombie deck soon, I'm going to summon Yukiona and make it so they can't do anything. But this is like Yukiona at home.
Yeah, Yukiona at home, yeah.
So, cool card. It keeps
it's a floodgate.
I will say, I hate that card, and I hate this card as well,
yeah,
because they are the same thing as D-Shifter, but for different decks.
Yeah.
Lingering Floodgates from the hand as a discard quick effect are lame.
Yes, they
lame,
are.
Lame.
It's like Shifter's going to 1. It's like, you don't need to put these cards to 1 as well. Like,
I discard this card. You don't get to play the game now, and I get to do my whole turn the way I want to.
Ever since I've been at competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!, this has still been at 3.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I wish both of these first 2 side deck cards would go down to 1.
Yeah, they're so annoying.
Whatever. This is a time card. Not only did this not come up tonight, I'm taking it out going forward because I noticed that I win all of my games in like literally 10 minutes or less.
Yeah.
There was not a single time tonight where I won a game or lost a game even where there was more than 15 minutes left on the clock. You just get in there and do your business, and there's no hope of this ever really doing anything. Like, you could play it as a 10 pie insurance policy, but, like, I mean, is anybody really afraid of 10 pie anymore?
And is anyone running Tempai anymore?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think this is worth playing going forward. Your turns don't take long enough to, like, drag it out and win on the clock.
Yeah, I agree totally.
This card, pretty good.
Amazing.
Yo,
so good.
I kept seeing it with Super Poly tonight, and it's so funny when you see both of those cards, because you just know that there is nothing that they could do that will do anything to you. You give them this big dummy, and then you Super Poly their board, and then you just beat the crap out of them with large monsters.
I think this card has been in, like, every deck list you put on the channel.
It's a really good sideboard card.
It's so good. It's insane.
You can small world search it by pinging Ash Blossom as the second monster because it's fire. It's level 8, but unfortunately it has too much in common with our other level 8 monsters. But still, I mean, good stuff. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
If your deck doesn't have a normal summon, I would consider main decking or sideboard.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And then finally, this card made some people sad tonight.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Sebastian, man.
Yeah, it's D-Shifter at home, right?
He was running water, and he was like, "Yeah, I can't play the game."
Yeah, he was like, "I could probably beat your board if you didn't have that."
Yeah.
But now I can't.
Yeah.
Shout outs to that guy though. His deck was cool as fuck.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
So yeah, anyways, Macrocosmos is just like any card that goes to the graveyard is banished instead. It's a trap. I'm honestly kind of baffled like how this card is still at 3, but like Skill Drain is like at 1. Like Tikaboo and all the other floodgates are like also at 1 or banned. So it's like
even Di-Fi's at 3. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, and Di-Fi is not even nearly as bad as this because like you can still get stuff in the graveyard, but this just straight up says no.
It just says no.
Yeah, I've actually thought about playing a Helios the Primordial Sin just to see people's face if I summon it out off of this.
Someone's gonna Ash Blossom if you do that.
It would be funny if they did so.
That would be so funny.
But anyways, that's the whole deck.
Any shout outs?
Shout outs to my boys, the squad. We got
Jay Pizzy, Josh,
and Mr. Fudge behind the camera.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they did a great job. Shout outs to the venue, Archangel Games, that hosted the event tonight.
Yes.
They put on a great show, made sure everybody was comfortable, accommodated. They have the softest chairs I've ever played in.
So for real. Yeah.
So soft.
So soft.
And shout outs just to all my Central Arkansas homies, keeping it real, yo.
Yes, sir. Thanks for a deck profile, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.